Hello everyone. Like most people, I spend a lot of time online, and a few weeks ago I came across lifehacks.org that listed 25 things people shouldn't waste their money on, and I thought I should talk about it. Some of them I agree with, some of them I have opinions, so we're gonna go over them, tell you my thoughts. And if you're interested, I put a link in the description about the site and what it really says and how it breaks down these parts. So don't murder them in the comments. These are generally lifehacks.org's inputs, but yeah, let's go through it and we'll discuss what I agree with and what I don't. So number one, buying brand name products. I agree generally no one should waste money on brand name products. Life hacks indicated this is from a variety of things, not just clothes or shoes, but also food or face products and all that stuff. I agree, it's a waste of money. If you can get something of equal value for cheaper, buy it. It will save you a lot of money in the long run and a lot of money as you're starting out a financial future. So you're not spending a huge amount of money on items which you can get at a better price overall. Paying someone else for simple car repairs. Now, I disagree with this a little bit because I know not everyone is very handy. Not everyone is also very handy with mechanics. If you are not handy at all with mechanics, by no means should you try to work on your car yourself. It could be very detrimental to you and your passengers. Leave the mechanics to the experts because you don't want to be driving down the road and the tire falls off because you didn't tighten it properly or change it properly or you didn't do something right and it costs you more money in the long run. So that I disagree with. Leave the mechanics to the mechanics if you're not good with handy stuff. Number three, grocery shopping when you're hungry. I kind of agree with this. What this article is saying is you shouldn't just buy stuff when you need it. You should make a list. You should have some sort of schedule to go buy stuff and the things you need on that schedule. Don't just go when you're really hungry because then you tend to buy stuff that you don't need, which is generally the case. Set a budget, set a schedule, go grocery shopping when you have to or when you should with your list. If you think you forgot something on the list that you might need, get it the next time you go grocery shopping, unless it's very detrimental. But don't run to the store when you're really hungry to buy stuff because you just end up buying stuff that you probably don't need, and again, a waste of money, which this is saying. Number four, buying a snack at the gas station. This is saying for people who drive and stop at the gas station that just buy chips or Red Bull and water. This can add up very quickly. Think of every time you stop at the gas station, every time you go in to buy something, the cost can add up. It's mainly talking about tracking all little expenses as well. If you can, a rule of thumb would be to pay at the pump. If you can, if you're in a country like Canada, that would allow you to pay at the pump, or the United States, I guess. Pay at the pump, avoid going in so you're not tempted by all the little stuff inside the gas station and forced to spend money. Number five, taking expiration dates as law. I'm a little bit on the fence with this one because some things you shouldn't buy expired. That's just it. The article just stated that as well, that you shouldn't buy some stuff expired, but for health reasons you might want to stay away from stuff as expired. I feel most manufacturers know exactly why they mark certain things as expired, but again, the article does argue there's certain things that you can buy close to the expiry date or past the expiry date. Things you shouldn't even think about are things like raw meat, bread, things like canned meat, frozen material. Definitely stay away from. But then they argue there are some things that you can buy at the expiry date or a little past the expiry date. I don't 100% agree with this because I believe people who make these products usually are required by law to go through some sort of testing or mandates to let you know when they expire, and you should generally try to stay away from expired goods no matter what, is my take on it. But again, I might be wrong there, so we'll leave that one. Number six, paying for cable. Goes further to argue any streaming service is much cheaper than cable. I kind of agree with this. You've got Netflix, Disney, Amazon, a bunch that I'm probably missing or not even talking about, but yes, I don't think anyone should pay for cable. Here in Canada, I believe a cable bill is, the low end, maybe $55 to $60. I might be wrong, but yeah, if you can avoid it, don't pay for cable, get something completely different. Save your money, you know? Number seven is using only debit or credit cards. I kind of agree with this. The thing with debit and credit cards is when you start tapping, you're not cognizant of the fact that you're spending too much money. You just tap, 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 and at the end of the month, you get your statement. You realize you've gone over budget. If you can, or if you absolutely have to use your debit or credit card, set a limit on them so you get reminded or you get stopped when you've tapped over your limit for the month. But again, the world of today, cash is a bit difficult to carry around, so I get why it might be difficult for many people to use cash. Some places don't even accept cash anymore, but I do get what they're they're saying you can definitely overspend when you do use your debit or credit card because you just keep tapping and you don't remember what your budget is, or if you've overpaid or gone over your limit or something like that. Number 8 is your bank in general. I strongly agree with this. You need to pay attention to your bank fees. I've discussed that in a few videos. You need to absolutely pay attention. Many people don't even pay attention to how much you're paying monthly on banking fees. That can really, really add up if you're paying overdraft or just regular fees. In fact, can be very expensive sometimes. Revisit your banking fees and revisit how much you're spending and look for other options to save a little bit of money. Number 9, drafty living expense. This is saying you might be paying a little bit more for utilities like heating and cooling if you're not paying attention. Pay attention to stuff like that. Utility bills can get extortionally expensive if you don't pay attention. As simple as just closing doors or closing windows or leaving the windows open in the summer as opposed to leaving the AC on all the time will save you a lot of money. Don't keep the AC running all throughout the summer, and don't keep the heater cranked up all the way throughout the winter. It would definitely save you a lot of money. My heating bill did take a drastic shift when I started paying a lot more attention to it. Turning it down during the day and turning it up a little bit in the evening, and then turn it down again in the middle of the night when I needed it a little bit cooler. Pay attention to your heating and cooling bill. Those are significant payments that you make on a monthly basis, and they could drastically be changed if you're paying attention. In-game purchases. Now, this is talking about everyone who plays any sort of mobile game. There's the opportunity now to buy stuff constantly throughout the game. Pay attention to that because you can be losing a lot of money. You can be spending a lot of money that you're not even paying attention to, especially when you've added your credit card once at some point in the game. You can just be reoccurrently again using the credit card or using your card just to purchase things that you don't really need. So pay attention to what you're buying no matter what you're doing. I do agree with that one. Number 11, you don't keep your tires properly inflated. This is again coming back to cars and mechanics. I strongly still stand by you not taking care of your car if you're not meant to, but putting air in your tires is very easy. You can do it at almost any gas station. If your tires are deflated or deflating, get air back in the tires. It's super easy. It costs like $1.25, at least here in Canada. It does help with your gas mileage. Always check to see if your tires are inflated properly. For those with newer cars, you will get some sort of tire icon or alarm or beep in the car, or a light that shows you, usually a yellow ambient light that shows you that one of your tires are losing air or could do with some air. Check it, get it inflated. It does well to gas mileage and does better to your pocket. Number 12, couponing irresponsibly. I agree with this. We're in an age where there's coupons for almost everything, discounts for almost everything. Oh, I got a coupon for this hair product. I'm gonna buy this hair product to try it out since it's 10% off. In reality, you might not even need that hair product. You might not even need that extra jacket or shoe that you just got a coupon to. Stay away from stuff you don't need. I agree with this. If you don't buy what you don't need, you're not losing any money. Number 13, paying full price for clothes. One of the biggest things you can save money on is buying things full price. If you can get a good deal for something that you need, you could save 50% or more of the value. Clothes, furniture, anything except real estate in today's market. But pay attention to deals, and now it's time to look for those coupons and use them because they'll save you a lot of money. I agree with this one. 14, skimping on health and hygiene habits. If you try to cut too much cost in places that are important, you end up spending more for them down the line. If you try to cut costs on health and hygiene, you end up paying a lot for them down the line. Don't cut costs on health and hygiene because it always comes back to bite you in the butt. Do all you need to do to take care of yourself while you're young. Again, visit your dentist, visit your doctor, get regular checkups, eat healthy, use the gym, take care of your teeth, your eyes, take care of yourself while you're young, and then you don't end up spending a lot of money when you're old to keep yourself healthy. Number 15, pricey personal care products. We've talked about this one quite a lot. Don't spend too much money on stuff that you can get for cheaper or half the price. Don't just spend too much money because it's a name brand. Look for something equally good or does the work at a cheaper cost. There's things out there. If you look, you'd find them. Number 16, unnecessarily laundry junk. Don't spend too much money on fabric softeners and all these dryer sheets and all that stuff. Do they work? Maybe. Do you need them all the time? Definitely not. Pick and choose what will save you the most amount of money long term. These things cost money to buy in the first place, and if you add up all of the extra stuff that you use for your laundry outside the actual stuff that you need and add it up for over 10 years and see how much you spend, see how much that is, and see how much you'll be saving by getting rid of all this stuff. I agree with this. Unnecessary laundry junk, get rid of it. Number 17, energy drinks. It's saying they're not cheap. Buying too much of everything is bad. I agree with that. Should you buy energy drinks? You know, this is one of those cases where it's each his own. I'm not going to tell someone who relies on energy drinks to get through his day to get rid of it, but I kind of see it also like coffee. If you can get something else to replace it that saves you money, like making your homemade coffee, do that. Don't buy an energy drink all the time. Don't buy it at all. If you can, again, replace it with something else that doesn't cost you any money or cost you cheaper in the long run. Yeah, I kind of agree with this to some extent. Disposable razors. This is saying the razor itself lose their sharpness and need to be replaced. This is also saying you can get razors that only the blades need to be replaced and not the entire razor. This is saying those are extremely cheaper. This is not how much you're saving in the now, because no one really looks at a dollar razor or a $3 pack of razors. No one really considers that. If you consider how many $3 packs of razors you're going to be buying for the next 20 years, it sums up to be quite a lot. This is really getting down to paying attention to the really small stuff that you purchase. Buy a razor that you can replace the blade, and it saves you money for a long time when you buy a pack of blade. You can have that blade for many months depending on how many blades you can get in a pack, and just keep using the same razor that you don't have to buy. Number 19, we get to the good part. Not carrying a reusable coffee cup. If you can at all, stay away from external coffee. Buy your coffee, make it at home. The reusable coffee cup, you can take that to work to make your coffee at work if you work in a place that uses K-cups or coffee maker or that sort of thing. Try to stay away from buying coffee. It does amount to a lot over time. But don't get into the habit of buying coffee every day. Stay away from it. It costs a lot of money. Number 20, buying individual coffee drinks in general. I just said that. 21, making more than one trip to the grocery store per week. Making more than one trip to anywhere that you go on a reoccurring basis is terrible. The amount of gas you're spending to get there, with gas being $1.80 for premium, $1.60 or $65 for regular, is a terrible idea. Do not do it. Figure out where you need to go, map out a route, map out how often you need to get there, and make sure you're making one trip to get all the stuff you need to get in a particular place one time and you're not constantly going. It costs a lot of money. Gas isn't cheap. Save that money. Number 22, buying several different cleaning products and wipes. I agree with this. This is saying it's easy to find cheap cleaning products or cheap DIY cleaning products that you can make yourself. If you're not down with that, buy a huge bottle of cleaning products at like Costco or Walmart that you can either dilute or use for many months. It helps, especially for laundry and home cleaning products, because you can run through that very quickly. Number 23, not taking advantage of qualifying discounts. For insurance and groceries and maybe CAA and stuff like that, there's usually always a discount that is available to you. If you, for insurance example, find discounts, maybe your college discount or work discount, always try to cut down prices as much as possible. Look for all the discounts possible. 30% on $100 is $30 every month. So that's good savings for you. Always try to find a good discount. I agree with this one. 24, pre-sliced or individually packed anything. Now, true, pre-cut anything is more expensive. In this example, cheese is what they used. Pre-cut anything, fruits, cheese, fish, meat, anything you can get pre-cut usually costs more money. Take a little bit of time, cut it out yourself, peel it yourself, and store it yourself. It will save you a lot more money in the long run. We're not counting the $1, $2 you're saving today, because a lot of people look at that and go, it's only $1, $2. Do the work, save some money. You might not really have that much going on. Save that extra money. Number 25, disorganization. I agree with this 100%. Being disorganized has cost you money at some point. Losing charges and cables, misplacing expensive jewelry, forgetting where you left keys, and paying a locksmith to get new keys. If you lose a lot of stuff, which I do, it costs you money. If you lose your keys, you have to get new keys cut. If you lose one pair of your AirPods, you either need new AirPods or you need to replace that one pair, which is almost $100. Don't lose stuff. Take a little bit more care. Make sure things are always kept in the right place. Make sure things are always accounted for. Have a dedicated place for stuff that you own. That way you're not looking for them them all the time. You know this is where this is kept, and you check there first because that's where you're supposed to be keeping them. Don't just leave stuff everywhere. It will help you save money. So in conclusion, do I agree with 25 unnecessary wastes of money you don't think about? Yes, 100% approve. Well, with some exceptions and some variances to different people. I think lifehacks.org did good. If you enjoyed this video, let me know if we should do other videos like this. Let me know if we should go through other lists like this. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.